Hey guys, welcome to my space. It's your girl Mimi, and today we're going to be talking about how to build a healthy relationship with ourselves. Guys, the most important relationship that we can ever have in this life, the most important relationship we can ever have in this life is the relationship we have with ourselves. But little wonder that we are more invested in pouring into our other relationship with friends, our siblings, relationship with our parents, romantic partners, and so forth. But when it comes to ourselves, we do not see the importance of it, which is quite sad because the quality of your relationship with yourself will determine the quality of life that you have, how you're able to, it will determine how you're able to enjoy life without seeking validation from anybody, and it also affects the quality of our relationship with other people. Guys, there's this thing called self-worth, self-image, and it is crafted when you have a deep sense of self. How can you develop a deep sense of self if you do not have a healthy relationship with yourself? Most of us have a relationship where we self-sabotage, we hold on to our mistakes, we hold on to our imperfections, failing to see those areas in which we are doing so well. So today this video is going to help us to discover ways in which we can create a healthy and balanced relationship with ourselves. So if this is something that you're interested in, please keep on watching. So guys, the first step on how to develop a healthy relationship with yourself is to forgive yourself. Why do I say forgive yourself? Because a lot of us are holding on to the mistakes that we made in our past. So we have a duty to go back in time, go back to our roots. Some of us have made certain mistakes that we are refusing to let go of. Years and years have passed, but we are still holding on to that mistakes, holding on to that error that we made. And most times we make errors as a result of our level of knowledge at the time. I keep saying in my videos that none of us has been on this earth before. We are all new to this earth, and so some mistakes that we make are as a result of the level of knowledge that we had at the time. Guys, let us learn to give ourselves grace. Just like how if someone offends you and later comes back to you and is remorseful, you are willing to forgive. That is how we should be willing to forgive ourselves. We should be willing to recognize that we are not perfect beings. The illusion of perfection is what makes some of us fail to forgive ourselves for the mistakes that we made in our past. So guys, first step is to heal from our past traumas by forgiving ourselves. If it could be as a result of the experiences that you have. Also, for example, something that someone said to you in the past that is hurting you till today, or an experience that you went through out of ignorance, or even if it is something that you did with your own knowledge, with your own two eyes open. Guys, we should learn to forgive ourselves. When you learn to realize that you're not a perfect being and you learn to forgive yourself, you begin to grow a healthy relationship with yourself. So the next step on how to build a healthy relationship with ourselves is to get to know ourselves. Guys, you know how when you are starting a relationship with somebody, let's say a romantic relationship, you are willing to like go through the talking stage where you get to know the person's likes, dislikes, and all of that good stuff. That is how we need to go back and befriend ourselves. How we need to have a talking stage with ourselves. We need to know ourselves better, our likes, our dislikes, those things that trigger us, those things that makes us happy, those things that brings out the worst in us. Like, we just need to know ourselves better. We need to learn to fall in love with ourselves little by little, and you can only do that when you spend time with yourself. So let us learn to spend time with ourselves, guys. Let's learn to write journals or take ourselves on solo dates where we just converse with ourselves, where we are just in our own company. That way we're beginning to know ourselves better and we're beginning to create a relationship, because some of us do not know ourselves. Like, you know how you're investing in friendship, you invest in a friendship by checking up on each other, being there for each other. That is how we should reciprocate that gesture to ourselves. Checking up with yourself, knowing more about yourself. That is how we were able to build a strong sense of self. Guys, this thing of having a strong sense of self is very important, because every day things come that will test you, test your kind of person. And how can you be able to fight against the societal projections if you do not have a strong sense of self? How can you be able to overcome criticism or failures or mistakes if you do not have a strong sense of self? You can only have a strong sense of self when you have a healthy relationship with yourself. So the second step is to date yourself. Date yourself. How you invest in a new relationship, not just a new relationship, how you invest in a relationship that is very important to you, guys. That is how you should invest in the relationship that you have with yourself. The next step is to show up for yourself. Showing up for yourself meaning that you should want the best for yourself. I know we all want the best for us, but are we really willing to go all out to give ourselves the very best? Guys, if we're in the past not willing to do the best things for ourselves, get the best things for ourselves, let us learn to do that now. Treat yourself like a princess or a prince or a king or a queen. It's the way you treat yourself that people will treat you. And we're not even just talking about people, we're talking about ourselves right now. How do you treat yourself? Do you pamper yourself? Do you treat yourself like an egg, or you treat yourself like something that is not important? We need to treat ourselves like people of importance. When we begin to treat ourselves like people of importance, how can you treat yourself as a person of importance? How you take care of your stuffs, how you put value in yourself. You know, when you value yourself, you can also begin to invest in those things that will make you the highest version of yourself. In those courses, in those keeping promises to yourself, guys. If you promise yourself that, okay, I'm going to improve on this area of my life because I know that it is going to drive me closer to the woman or man of my dream. That's creating a healthy relationship with yourself. When you keep promises to yourself. The next step on how to develop a healthy relationship with ourselves is to learn to say no. Learn to set boundaries. And this topic should be a whole topic on its own, because a lot of us do not know how to say no. We don't know how to speak our minds. I, for one, am on the journey on improving on that area of my life, but I know very well that it's very difficult for me to say no. But guys, it is very good to say no when you are not pleased with something. Sometimes something is not going right, but we don't just like the way things are, but because we just want peace to reign. We don't want to disrupt how things are. We just want things to just go. We just keep letting things go. We just keep bottling up our emotions. We just keep suppressing our thoughts. When we don't like something, we find it hard to say no. Find it hard to speak our minds because we've trained ourselves to suppress our emotions. That attitude is very dangerous because it's going to be a build-up of you suppressing yourself, and then at the end of the day, you are unable to adequately express yourself. It now begins to feel as if your voice doesn't matter. You begin to follow the crowd even if you don't like something. Guys, let us be comfortable in being apart from the crowd. Let us learn to say no when we don't like something. It is valid. I feel like it creates a deep sense of self. It creates a deep sense of importance because you now know that your voice matters, and it is okay to cause fight sometimes. It's not every time that peace should reign, guys. If something is displeasing, especially for us who are introverts, guys, being quiet is a problem because you keep storing emotions, you keep being unable to express yourself until one day you realize that, what have I been doing to myself? So guys, speak up today. Learn to say no. Another way to build a healthy relationship with ourselves is to learn to speak kindly to ourselves. Guys, we are most times our worst critics. We are the ones who are very quick in spotting our faults. But when we're we just self-sabotage because we're very quick in spotting our mistakes, but we ignore totally those good areas of our lives, but we are very much focused on the negative aspect. But do you know one funny thing? When someone else is now doing something, maybe it's not even as good as what you can do, but you're applauding the person. You're very good with applauding people, but you're bad in applauding yourself. Guys, you're waiting for other people to clap for you. You are seeking validation from other people before you get your confidence, or before you praise yourself. Guys, that is the worst form of behavior, or is the worst form of relationship we can have with ourselves. Let us learn to be the first to clap for ourselves. Let us be proud of ourselves. In fact, let us learn to give ourselves accolades when we do something, and we must not wait till we do the biggest things. Those little efforts, like when you keep a promise to yourself, you tell yourself that you wake up 5 a.m. today and you're able to do it. Praise yourself. Say me, like for the example, I say me, you did well. You did so well today, girl. You have tried. That is how we should live our lives. We should learn to appreciate our little efforts and learn to stop seeking validation from people, because people change, and people change, guys. The last way in which we can create a healthy relationship with ourselves is to learn how to properly take care of ourselves, guys. Just like how you treat someone who you love so much with care and attention and affection, that is how we should treat ourselves. Let us learn to take care of ourselves, our bodies, our minds. Let us learn to take rest. Let us learn to do those things that energizes us more than those things that drain us. Let us associate ourselves with people that love us, and anybody that is draining our energy, guys, it is okay to let go of that relationship. We're at a point in our lives where we're trying to develop friendship with ourselves, love with ourselves. So if there's any person whose energy is draining, guys, let us set that person aside. So take care of yourself, your mind. Take days off to rest, do exercises, eat well, take yourself on dates. Just date yourself, pamper yourself, treat yourself like the most important person in your life. And when you begin to treat yourself like that, guys, your sense of self will grow. You begin to see yourself as the person that is deserving of love, which we absolutely are. So when we learn to treat ourselves like persons of importance, it begins to reflect in our relationship with people. The quality of our friendships begin to improve, and most importantly, you begin to fall in love with the person that you are. A quick reminder that we have just one life to live, guys, and it would be so sad if we spend that life living in regrets. We cannot bring back the past, but we can make the most of the future. So every day that we have is a gift. Let us learn to use it wisely. What is the wisest way to live your life if not to love yourself? So please feel free to leave down one thing that you think that you're going to improve on in your relationship with yourself in the comment section down below. I'll be so happy to see it, and I hope that we learned one or two things in this video. Please do not forget to like, to share, and to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.